On this foldable, we're going to be working on dividing decimals by decimals, dividing integers by decimals, and problem solving. And so this first problem says 8 and 28/100ths divided by 4 and 6/10ths. My first number always goes inside my bracket, or inside what I've been referring to as the house. And on the outside goes my second number. Then, if a decimal is on the side, I always have to slide it over. So if a decimal's on the side, slide. And however many places it slides on the outside, it also has to slide on the inside. So it slid one place over. It's going to slide one place over here to make this outside number a whole number. Then if a decimal's in the house, we raise it to the roof. And I'm going to say 46 cannot go into 8, but it can go into 82 one time. 1 times 46 is 46. So I'm going to have to do my subtraction here. 12 minus 6 is 6. 7 minus 4 is 3. Bring down my 8. 46 goes into 368. I'm going to have to think about this. I'm going to say this is, maybe close to 50, I guess. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. That's 7 times, but it's almost, I don't know, because 46 is a little less than 50. I might be able to get away with 8 times. I might not. Let's just try the multiplication out to the side here. 46 times 7, that's 42. 7 times 4 is 28. That's 32, 322. And let's try 46 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 4 is 36. So it can go in there 8 times, and 8 times 46 is 368. When I subtract, I get 0. And so 8 and 28/100ths divided by 4 and 6/10ths is equal to 1 and 8/10. And if I want to know if my answer makes sense, again, I can estimate. This is about 8 and about 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and so 1 and 8/10ths is close enough to 2 that my answer seems like it makes sense. On this next one, I would challenge you to highlight or circle the negative sign. Make sure that you understand there's a negative here. And then I always like to just put my equal sign with a negative right away, or if there's an answer line, put the negative on it right away, because I know a positive divided by a negative is a negative number. And then I can put my first number in the house, 18 and 48/100ths, divided by 1 and 75/100ths. If a decimal's on the side, it slides, and this time it slides 2 times. And so on the inside, my decimal's got to slide twice before I raise it to the roof. Now I can ignore my decimals and just say, okay, 175 does not go into 1, does not go into 8, it does go into 184 once, and 1 times 175 is 175. When I subtract, I get 9, and I bring down my 8. 175 cannot go into 98, so that is 0 times. 0 times 175 is 0, and I get when I subtract, I get 98. Now, we're not doing remainders, so we have to add a 0 after our decimal point, which we can do. Adding a 0 after the decimal point does not change the value of my answer at all. And I can bring that down now. So 175, we could say it's close to 200, 200, 400, 600, 800, 900, or I'm sorry, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. So we could guess maybe 5 times. I'm going to just do the multiplication up here, 175 times 5. And when I do that, I get 875. Let's try 175 times 6. If I do that, I'm getting 1,500, so that's too big. So it is 5 times. 5 times 175 up here we said is 875. When I subtract, I'm getting 105, and I can bring down my 0. Now 1,050 looks familiar because 175 times 6 was that number, so I know that it goes into this number 6 times. Then when I subtract, I get 0. And so my answer is -10 and 56/100ths. 18 and 48 hundredths divided by negative 1 and 75 hundredths is negative 10 and 56 hundredths. Again, a positive divided by a negative is a negative. And 18 and 48 hundredths is close to 18. This is close to 2, so 18 divided by 2 is 9. 10 and 56 hundredths is close enough to 9 that it seems reasonable and makes sense that I can move on.